Good morning once again. So as you know, public safety is paramount. It's a high priority of my administration. And quite frankly, today's announcement here at our most thriving business district essentially serves as a notice to the public to let them know that we're doubling down on public safety and that this initiative, through the auspices of the Urban Enterprise Zone, signifies an investment of $1.7 million and will provide police foot patrols in 6 different commercial corridors throughout the city. As I've stated earlier, we are proud to say that South Paterson is the crown jewel and that we see tens of thousands of people almost weekly come here to either dine, get a haircut, or get their medicine as well. And so we're really encouraged that we can enhance our police presence in these commercial corridors. So in addition to South Paterson Main Street, there's 10th Avenue, Union Avenue, 21st Avenue, Market Street. There's also Belmont, Breland, and Market Street near Lakeview Avenue, which will be mobile sites. And speaking of mobile, we'll have 6 units of COWs, cameras on wheels. So that also will serve as a deterrent as well, and 4 utility pole cameras and 2 police vehicles to support all of our efforts. And this will buttress what we announced earlier relative to our Clean Commercial Corridor program, where we have crews going up and down these corridors cleaning the streets. So ultimately, anyone who does business here in Paterson or wants to patronize any of this business, they want to know, is this area clean and is this area safe? This initiative essentially says we support efforts to enhance police presence and also to have cleaning crews throughout our commercial corridors. At this time, I'd like to defer to, from the police department, Detective Captain Pat Murray to elaborate further on this initiative.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to represent Officer in Charge Issa Bassi here this morning. The Paterson Police Department welcomes this opportunity to deploy officers from the Paterson Police Department on foot post within some of our busiest business corridors within the city. But unique to this program is we will be in these areas, like I said, on foot post, and it will provide the opportunity for these officers who are assigned to speak to the business owners, to speak to the residents who patronize these businesses along these corridors, and to give them an opportunity to voice their concerns, and in turn for those officers to bring those concerns back to us so that we may collaborate with those business owners and the residents of these specific areas to increase public safety, which is our paramount goal with programs like this. So we look forward to working with the Urban Enterprise Zone and with the business owners and the residents. And we encourage our business owners to reach out to these officers. Expect for them to be visiting your businesses and to speak to them and let us know your concerns within these areas. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to dovetail on what Detective Captain Pat Murray said, it's not just about public safety, it's about public engagement. We want to hear about what's happening in these communities, in the business community in Paterson, so that we can build on the feedback we receive from these business owners and see where we can improve, because there are always opportunities to improve, and this is an opportunity to improve public safety and public engagement in the city of Paterson within our business districts. At this time, I want to also hear from our Public Safety Director, Jerry Spezial.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone. As the captain said, as the mayor said, for me, this is really an opportunity zone, because this is going to be a force multiplier for community engagement. Not only will our officers be on foot, be walking into businesses, they will have a pamphlet to give to business owners that will tell them how to communicate with us, how to get community meetings, how to get things done in their community. There's no quality of life if our homes, our neighborhoods, and our businesses are unsafe or left unattended. So this is a great opportunity and part of the urban enterprise zone. But for me, it is an opportunity zone. Thank you.
Thank you. And I was just thinking about opportunities here. Now, South Paterson is known as a very delicious destination for foodies. And if these officers are going inside these restaurants, there is a very strong chance they may gain weight after eating countless numbers of shawarma at Nuri Cafe. That's right. But the best part of it is the foot patrol. That's right. So they can burn those calories off and get some steps on their respective Fitbits. So there is a win-win situation here in South Paterson, right, Detective Captain Pat Murray? But you're a Jets fan, you wouldn't know anything about win-win. Thank you. Sorry. Oh, oops. Can I strike that from the record? I'm sorry. I like him a lot. I mean, we really respect him and what he's done for us. But there's a lot of Jets fans here, too. Want to hear from our Urban Enterprise Zone Director, Dipto Roy, please, and elaborate on the clean commercial.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is a re-establishing of a project. $1.7 million will be going toward this public safety project. Over $588,000 will be purchasing equipments for this project to be successful. And I'm so glad finally we have worked with the police department, and thank you for your support, and the administration. We need to figure out how we can keep our business districts safe so other investors from other communities can come and invest in our city. So number one, we have numerous of location, and the days will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those are the 4 particular days with high traffic we have in our city of Paterson. And also the schedule is going to be 2 to 10 p.m. So any business owners with any concern, you can reach out to the police departments in police officers who will be patrolling these areas. And also you can reach out to me as the UEZ director. My responsibility to provide a clean and a safe community for all of you. So I really thank the mayor, the administration, the police department for providing all the support to me so this project could be much more successful. And as you know, we have other projects that are ongoing projects. The solar cans, we're planning to expand that also. The cleaning commercial corridor will be expanding. That means we'll be covering more areas for our streets, our business district to be clean and safe. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor himself. Thank you, all of you, for attending.
Thank you. And to dovetail on what Director Dipto mentioned relative to the solar power trash receptacles, they're strewn throughout these commercial corridors. So in addition to cleaning crews and now police patrols, you have these orange and blue. Gee, I wonder where we got that color. Speaking of they're not losers. They're doing very well. Detective Captain, you're a Yankee fan. I don't want to pick on him. By the way, the Giants are no better, so I'm a fan. But nevertheless, yes. So clean and safe. You have these solar powered trash receptacles. You got cleaning crews, and now you have these police patrols on foot in our commercial corridor. I want to hear corridors. I want to hear from our Deputy Economic Development Director, Washington Babiro, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, folks, for coming today. I just want to confirm and to the City of Paterson and working with the administration, with DPW, with the police department, that our commitment to working with UEZ and helping the director here in anything that he needs, as well as the City of Paterson, the UEZ corridors. Our objective is to have an open door policy of anyone who has a need, anyone who has a concern, to please come to our offices. Let us know what you need and the concerns that you have regarding any item. I give a shout out to the director, Blaney, who has an open door policy to work with every single person in the city with the main objective, and the end result is to be a better quality of life, better opportunity, and again, to have better quarters throughout the UEZ. I thank you that you continuously help us and inform us of the current needs of the city, as with the police department, DPW, and everyone that's involved. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Washington. So we want to hear from some merchants who have asked for this, who will benefit from this. who will see an increase in business because of this. They can retain their customer base and be able to recruit even more. So let's hear from our deputy mayor, who's speaking also on behalf of the South Paterson Business Association, the owner of Palestine Hair Salon, Ryan Ode.
Good morning. First, I wanted to start by thanking the mayor and the police department for issuing this initiative. This is the second time that this initiative comes to place. As a business, South Paterson Business Association president at this moment, this is one of the important and the most important points that we are focusing on to improve the quality of our life in this area, in this district. So one of those important things is security, and we want to make sure that this area it's very secure for our consumers. It's very secure for all the visitors that comes from everywhere. So, Mayor, last year the visitors have increased coming to visit our area. One of that reason is because we have that initiative took place to secure, to walk, to be engaged with the business owners, with the residents of this area. The number have increased from almost 10,000 visitors every week to almost 20,000 visitors a week, and that took place because we have our streets are more secure, our area are more secure, and even the visitors, when they walk around, they see those walking cops around, they get engaged with them in case if there is any incidents. So that's kind of like make people and consumers feel very welcome and very secure here. So Mayor, thank you so much for this initiative. This is the second initiative that took place from last year. The clean initiative was also great. That's why also our area is very clean. Thank you again for the police department and for the administration. Thank you.
There's no truth to the rumor that he'd be giving free haircuts to any police officer that walks in and wants to talk to him. But yes, that's true. No free haircuts here. No free lunches either. But speaking of lunches, we do also have another business owner with us from the world-renowned Nuri family, who's been here for over 40 years. And he actually is the owner of Nuri Cafe. And yes, not Nuri's restaurant, Nuri Cafe. And yes, Detective Captain Pat Murray, Coach Robert Saleh from the Jets, came all the way from Florham Park to Paterson for a shawarma at Nuri Restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, from Nuri Restaurant, George Nuri.
Thanks, guys, and thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mayor, and thank you to the Paterson Police Department for investing in this area, Palestine Way here in South Paterson. I've been here since I was a kid. I'm a second-generation business owner. My dad's owned Nuri Brothers along with our family since 1978, and I've seen how this street has evolved over the last 25 years, and I'm really proud to say that I've seen such a great improvement, especially over these last few years. And now knowing that Mayor Andre and the police department investing, and UEZ investing not only money but people and police officers in this area just to make the place even more of an opportunity zone. It's great to see that, and we really appreciate all the efforts being put in here, especially myself as a business owner. It's great to see, just like especially for me, just seeing all the attention that we're getting now as well, and I think it's a good opportunity for Paterson to just have even more more consumers and more people from outside seeing this beautiful area, and I think this is a great opportunity for us to just get even more people from outside of Paterson to enjoy our city and enjoy the food here as well. So thank you so much.
Now you may think, you're saying, well, yeah, it's a strong commercial corridor. It's a safe area too. We've had issues with some of our jewelry. We have jewelry stores here. We essentially call this the Diamond District of Paterson. And we have Aziz from Royal Jewelry. I mean, they can attest to the fact that they do need that police protection, that presence, because it could deter crime, right, Detective Captain? So you have a lot of jewelry here. In addition to being that Diamond District, this is the halal meat packing district. That's what we affectionately refer to this area as well. So it is tempting for people to come and see what they can do as far as tomfoolery is concerned, for lack of a better word. I want to hear from a council representative who supports these clean and safe initiatives. From the 5th Ward, Councilman Louis A. Velez.
Thank you. I'm surprised that he didn't say what A stand for. Alliance.
Alliance, that's good.
So, you know, nothing can get done if the council don't bless it. Out of 9 council members, 8 council members support this initiative from the beginning. And we have seen the improvement of the quality of life in the area. UEZ zone are commercial corridors, but they also are some areas that are designated hotspots. So those hotspots have been taken care of by those police patrols that are walking up and down, and they feel more safe. The residents feel safer. I could say Market Street is one of them. Park Avenue is one of them that's part of this program. 10th Avenue, Main Street, this section of South Paterson, Broadway. That's are the 6 sections of UEZ zone that the program is going to be working, and have been working in the past. Is getting stronger now. With these cameras, with these cows on wheels. No, not cow on wheels. Camera on wheels. I got confused with this cow thing. Don't put that. This camera on wheels and 2 police vehicles with deter crime, fast response, and collaboration with the business owner to observe and report. Because it's not just walking, they observe and report. Good communication between law enforcement with the good communication system that we have, with the trained dispatchers that we have, they could respond faster to any incident that threat the life of people and the residents and business owners. We have good testimony in the past how the police officer engaged with the community, especially in areas that are UEZ zone that has park. Like Roberto Clemente is a UEZ zone that has park. This area has a pocket park. There's other areas that have park and they feel safe when they see a police officer up and down. Let's commend the Paterson Police Department for their deep dedication to step up to the plate, not because of the money, because they love the quality of life of the city of Paterson. And Mayor, we want to see the state giving us more funding for we could continue creating more program and opportunity for our business owner. This is not putting a Band-Aid. This is getting things done and making sure what the residents of Paterson tell us and we deliver through the administration, making sure that they feel safe. Let's keep on working. Be proud of your city because we are proud to serve you. Thank you, Mayor.
Alliance. That's right. Before I open the floor for questions, I want to thank the Paterson PBA. My administration and the Paterson Benevolent Association, we've reached an agreement relative to a contract. It's been over 5 years in the making. Why is that significant? Because we have lost police officers to neighboring towns who couldn't compete with the compensation. And now with this contract, which we essentially feel is fair and gives officers that have been on the job the pay that they deserve, they're getting rewarded for the work they've performed here in Paterson. We can stop these officers from leaving Paterson, retain our best officers, and then potentially lure back some of the best officers that we've lost. And Detective Captain Pat Murray and I have had this conversation. Our table of organization calls for 439 police officers. But unfortunately, maybe on our best day we can get to 400, maybe not. And that's got to stop. A city like Paterson definitely needs more than 439. We could use more than 500. But again, I want to thank the PBA because we feel like now we're going to be able to not only retain our best officers, but recruit those officers that left the city for these neighboring towns where, unfortunately, in the past, compensation here in Paterson was not commensurate with what they were able to afford these officers. The floor is open.
Can we just, why are you starting this initiative now? Is there a particular reason, or is it just the money came?
Yeah, it's about the money, when the money was going to be available. So that's why we're launching it. And it's starting today at 2 o'clock. So we're making the announcement in advance of this initiative being commenced. Yes, so it was a matter of like, the check is in the mail, we got the check, because we clearly didn't want to get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, this has been in the works for quite some time. And this is, I guess you could call it like a phase 2, but phase 1 did not involve a lot of the camera, like the camera on wheels and some of those cameras that'll be affixed to poles.
And will those be permanent, or just for as long as the money is available?
Yeah, well, we see this as being ongoing. The only issue we've had in the past is that there was a previous governor who will remain nameless, but you could figure it out. He was before Governor Phil Murphy. He defunded the urban enterprise zone. So a lot of these initiatives were not just stalled, we couldn't even kick them off at all. So now, thanks to Governor Murphy's administration, they've invested in the urban enterprise zone. We can launch initiatives like the Clean Commercial Corridor program, like this public safety program, like the solar powered trash receptacles. So it's a matter of when the funding is available, and we're building on that. And I think Director Diplo, you want to elaborate? Okay, go ahead.
With the equipment which is being purchased, it will be in our control. Basically, it's our control to maintain these equipments. But this is only for UEZ. So if the program doesn't run anymore, we will have to, sell it, and it will go toward our UEZ second generation funds. We can utilize this later on other projects. So to answer your question, yes, it is only strictly for UEZ purposes. Thank you.
And if I may, I want to delve a little deeper because I know Anthony Johnson loves to get granular. He's smarter than I'll ever be. But I'm going to point out, this is what? A 30-year program, Urban Enterprise Zone. The late and lamented Congressman Pascal was an assemblyman introduced the legislation to create this Urban Enterprise Zone, because part of the problem was that 60s, 70s, 80s, you started seeing disinvestment in urban areas. And quite frankly, we weren't getting that circulation of money in our community. And so the Urban Enterprise Zone served as almost like an equalizer. So if you have a 3.5% sales tax, you're more inclined to shop in an urban enterprise zone than you would in a suburb. So that's why we're so grateful for the UEZ, because quite frankly, it does help level the playing field. So a Home Depot in Paterson, or a Lowe's in Paterson, as opposed to a Lowe's elsewhere, or Home Depot, where you're spending that 7% sales tax. Here, you're getting a reduction by almost half.
George, can I ask you one quick
George.
question? I've eaten at your place, so.
Sure.
So when you talk about 10,000 to 20,000, what does that mean for a business to see that escalation of pedestrians walking through, possibly stopping to eat, and even more people coming because they feel safer in your neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean, again, of course, every small business here, we're all looking to grow, and we're all looking to not only just be in business for these next few years ahead of us. We want to be in business for a long time, and just like how I'm taking over my family's business, the generation before me, I want my kids to take over too. So it's all a matter of seeing the more people in this area, in a way, almost guarantees our future as small business owners in this area. And knowing that, also make sure that we're not looking to open restaurants in other places or supermarkets in other places. We want to stay here because we know that we're being invested into. So that's really important for us.
And wait, George, stay right there. I think that's breaking news. This guy just got married November 4th last year, and he just said kids. Are you trying to tell us something? Okay, there's no bun in the oven at Nuri Restaurant? Okay. Because you just got the exclusive, Pat and Anthony. I mean, that was incredible. That was good. That's what a way to hit you. Actually, Pat, before we go to you, I want our economic development specialist, Sikander Khan, also to elaborate, actually to continue on that subject matter relative to your question.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. The UEZ program has several benefits. So one of the things that we do focus on as an economic development rep is to bring in more development, more developers into the city of Paterson, and also business owners. So we have to make them feel safe and able to offer some incentives in order to convince them to come into the city of Paterson. One of the incentives the UEZ program does offer developers is the tax break in their material. So if they go buy steel or tile or whatever material they need for 50 units or 2 units, instead of paying 7% in tax sale, they pay 3.5%. So these are some of the incentives the program also offered to not only business owners, but also to developers to come and develop in City of Patterson.
Pat, sorry.
Forgive me if I missed this, from the
Yes.
beginning, but can someone speak to the crime rate in this area and what particular, you mentioned
Yeah.
the jewelry stores and halal, perhaps for the record of addresses, what kind of crime you're seeing here and what you
And before we hear, thank you, Pat. And before we hear from the director, I do want to elaborate on something. And Detective Captain Pat Murray, he deals with the data all the time. Like when I say this is the safest section of Paterson, this is the safest section of Paterson. I mean, the numbers from last year do not lie as far as shootings are concerned, homicides, other incidents concerned. But just to elaborate on something I alluded to earlier, yes, we do have issues where you have jewelry stores and it's very tempting. So if you want to just elaborate on it.
Pat, as we said here, this is an opportunity for us. We are going to have a number of camera on wheels that go into the police department command center. So we'll be able to view them. You're going to have foot patrol officers that are going into the stores with pamphlets, meeting with the business owners. This is going to be a community engaged project that's, face-to-face, hands-on, old-style community policing where you get to know the officer that's on your post like we did many years ago. So it's a bonus. It's a win-win. But when you look at crime, this is a relatively safe area. However, we're doing this citywide. So this is not just going to happen here. This is just one of the areas. We have a ton of jewelry stores up and down, Main Street here. And what you see is, whether it's a fraud or a scam with fake money orders or bad checks, whether it's a theft, with you get a bunch of jewelry onto the table and it's a swap and out the door. So those are the types of crimes that we see in this area. Okay, but otherwise, this is a relatively safe area. We don't see violent crime.
Burglaries, though, mostly like burglaries.
Look, will you get your burglaries? You'll get your burglaries in specific areas, but not that it's at a high level in this area. As I said, this is a relatively safe area, but this will be a citywide program, and that's why we're focusing citywide. So you get to know your police officers, you get to know how to communicate with us, we get to know how to come and meet with you and hold listening sessions. There's going to be a lot of different components to this that will really help out.
So, Director, then where would you say is the area where something like this is needed? Market Street, what commercial districts?
10th Avenue, Broadway, 21st Avenue, Market Street, and Union Avenue. So you do have those other areas, as I said, 10th, Union, 21st Avenue, Broadway. We have issues there, but this is going to encompass all of those areas. And that's why it'll be a force multiplier, and it's a great opportunity for us. And that community collaboration is just going to be tremendous.
And quite frankly, I'm sorry, I don't want to overstate it as far as the safety in this section is concerned. But in the past year, you've seen global and national brands move into this section of the city of Paterson. We have Meat Moot. It's a smoked meat restaurant. They're in 18 countries. They're in Paterson now. You have Usselby. They specialize in honey. They're nationwide as well. They're just opening up in Paterson. You have a number of these global and national brands that are now saying, okay, we're looking at the statistics, and the data shows this is an area we want to invest in because we know it's going to be safe, and of course, we believe it's going to be clean. Any further questions?
Thank you.
No, Mets? You want to talk Mets baseball? Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us.